this is what I'm going to do for our vacation schooling. I'm curious, what do you do on vacation? Does it depend on the vacation for you? Do you ever school on vacation? We're going on a really big vacation, and I want to talk about what I'm going to be doing with my kiddo on vacation for school. So first things first is I am typically not the kind of person who likes to bring school with on vacation, but because of our late or rough start, it's not even rough, it's just we've been so busy literally since we started a month ago that we have not been super consistent with keeping on a routine and on a schedule. So things have been completed kind of wonky and stressed, and very stressful here. So I told her that because we're going to be gone a long time, I really need for her to be doing something on vacation. Now, where we are going is we're going to be hitting up a lot of the state parks, because if you're not familiar, the fourth grade students are allowed to enter all state parks for free. You can sign up, your whole family or whoever you are with gets in for free as well. You might have to pay for like parking, maybe occasionally, I'm not 1000%, but you could check it out at the state park national park website. So being that we're going to be utilizing that, I know that she is going to be learning somewhat something without a textbook on vacation. We're not just like going to the beach where we're just gonna sit there all the time. Like, we are going on a really big road trip. We're going through several states and places that she's not been for once. So even places I have not been. So I'm like, well, I don't want to take our curriculum because our curriculum is big and it's bulky and it's obnoxious, and it would require a computer or some type of device to access video, and I'm not being that serious. Like, it just has to be something so we don't like fall through the habit. It's more about the habit than anything, because once we are like off track, we are off track, and it takes a while for us to get back on track. So with that being said, this is what I plan to bring. So instead of taking her curriculum, I have a million workbooks, because who doesn't, right? Like, come on, let's all just admit it. Raise our hand. We get guilted and see all these flashy things and we buy them and then we don't use them, or however it goes. That's me. I'm trying to be better, but this is one of the ones that I picked up, that essentially I picked up to go along as a supplement this year, and honestly we haven't touched it, maybe but a couple pages. So we're going to be using this for our math while we are gone, and this is from IXL. They have a online platform presence as well. I did not care for the online app. I just didn't feel like it was as user-friendly as I expected it to be, and I wasn't quite understanding where like the actual taught lessons were, or if it was for things that more of like a review, because there are definitely things when you click certain topics that it was just sending me straight to like questions, and I'm like, well, how does she answer that if we haven't learned it? So maybe I just didn't find the right part in IXL to access the videos to learn. I don't know. But that was last year when we were trying it out, or last school year. So I'm bringing this. It includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, fractions, decimals, measurement, geometry, and more. We were barely in the beginning, so it's probably going through addition and subtraction, but we may skip around so that it's not just like the easy peasy stuff, but what she may be working with like in her curriculum now, like 1 to 2 digit multiplication. I really like this book because there's not a lot on a page. And I find a lot of times in workbooks that they end up being like so many questions on a page, and that can be overwhelming, especially for my child who has ADHD. So these are just some of the pages, and not all equations are written out horizontally. There are some that are written out vertically as well, which I find to be helpful, especially for my struggling math girly. But it does have some that are written out horizontally too, so it's going to give her that practice. And I plan to fully dive in because we need really to practice our facts, and I'm honestly considering pausing our actual curriculum. It's a long story. I plan to talk about it in another video because I am still not seeing that she has memorized those facts, and it's like we get it and then we don't, and then we get it and then we don't. Something's not quite clicking. So I plan to discuss that in another video and what I plan to do to help her. But again, another video. So the next thing I'm gonna bring is our spelling. I poorly ripped this out of the book, which is so stupid because it's literally just the easiest rip out page, and for whatever reason, I was a freaking mess. So this is her spelling through Jack Chris spelling, which is, I believe, soaring through spelling and vocabulary. I just ripped out the whole week. She'll probably knock this out in a day because it's super easy. It's 1 page a day, and they have all different types of activities, but I thought this would be easy for her to do in the car because we're going to be in the car a lot. The next thing that we have recently started doing, if you saw our day in the life video, we started this 180 days of reading. This book is awesome. I really like it, and I love the little fun little facts that we're reading in here. So far, we've been learning about animals. We have only been doing this for the first week, so that's the topic that I can say, but it looks like upon going through this, the topics are definitely different. We have Frankenstein, we have something DNA, getting competitive, amazing hike, welcome aboard. So lots of different things to read about in here, but what I love about this the most is that it's, again, that same type of format like her spelling book, and it's like the day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. So it's really essentially only 1 page a day. So super simple, and it's not only getting the reading comprehension, but it is going over a little bit of vocabulary, and then it's getting into comparing and contrasting. It's getting into these like diagram kind of things, and like like these webs. And then I know in some it has like written out things that she has to write a paragraph to describe something about whatever she read. And so there's lots of different, like back here I just saw there's describe the problem and solution of the story. So there's comprehension, but it's better. It's giving you those problem solving skill. Let's see what it says on here. Close reading through paired text, comprehending independently and proficiently, determining central ideas and themes, interpreting the meaning and tone of words and phrases, assessing the author's purpose, point of view, applying phonics and word analysis skills, making logical inferences, summarizing key details and ideas, and responding to literature. it's going to dive into some fiction, some nonfiction, and like non-traditional like text formats. So just, I don't know, I'm really liking this, and she's really liking this. It's just kind of a supplement that my daughter had actually asked me to do more in our homeschool, and this is one of the things that she chose out of the stack of things that I had. So running with it. It literally takes her 5 minutes to complete every day. So these I bought, and I'll tell you why. Spoiler alert, one of the places we're going is Mount Rushmore. And so I saw this and I was like, oh, this could be something. It's really not, but like, it's just a picture, and I'm sure there's like one thing in here. But instead of bringing her like language arts, I decided upon bringing one of these nonfiction reading comprehensions, but this is for social studies. I have a science one as well. I'm not going to bring both, but I thought the science one could be for the times that I don't know what we're doing for science, or a day that maybe we can't get to a science curriculum, and so I can kind of call it science because she's reading about it. But anyway, I really love these teacher created resources. I think they're just what you need, you know? It's to the point. So it's going to have whatever story that's going on. It's going to have your new words. So some type of vocabulary. Then it's going to have your questions, which like the first set of questions I believe are comprehension type, and then the other two I think are vocabulary related if I'm not mistaken. And then we're on to like the next new words before it goes on to the next story. So she really enjoys reading this, and I'm, you know, running with it. I'm going with whatever she's really interested in right now, and she's asking for these things. So they're really like, there's pretty small books, but there's literally like 5 questions to every story. So I thought this would just be an additional resource that I can bring for her if she gets bored. I'm not going to bring both. This is just here. The next thing we're going to bring is our next read aloud. So we read, I'll insert a picture here. I haven't talked about it yet on my channel, but we finished our first read aloud, which was Alex Cross. His books were created into a younger children's type book for the version of Allie Cross, which is I keep wanting to say Alex Cross's son. So we read the first book of that series, and while I did enjoy it, I haven't talked about it, but instead of continuing the series right now, we're going to move on to our intended read aloud, which is The Very, Very Far North, and this is by Dan Barrell. So I'm excited to read this. I think it will be a quick read for us because the font is fairly large and it's not full on a page. It does have some pictures, not a whole lot, but some pictures throughout. I'm really excited for this one, and I'm a really big polar bear lover, so I'm excited to read this with her on vacation. It's just kind of like maybe our nighttime like wind down or whatever, but that is all I'm taking. I think we're gonna take just like a regular, just plain old notebook, so she could doodle in the car, she could write. She actually just found one of her journals, so she's gonna probably have that with her. It's her secret journal that she can utilize in the car, because let me tell you, we are going to be in the car a very long time. Lastly, I thought this would be a really fun conversation for the car is we're gonna have a full car on this trip. So I thought we could bring philosophy along and do this as kind of a group subject to kind of get like family and friend feedback, and go through some of these philosophical questions together. I thought that would be a fun twist and just something really cool to do in the car. She's going to have, I'm not like taking a device with, like she's taking her Switch and she will be able to use that sometimes in the car, but we're not taking an internet device with. So she's not going to have her iPad, she's not going to have a Kindle, she's only going to have the Switch. I really wanted to unplug this trip and truly take in the family time and friend time and just take it all in. We're going to be seeing such cool things. We're going to new places. I don't want her glued to something when she could be looking out the window and exploring. She is taking her binoculars and some of her like exploring type stuff. She has some things. She's taking her camera. She has like a camera with like a stick on it so she can take video as well and hold it and stuff. So she's really excited. We're all really excited, but this is what I'm going to do for our vacation schooling. I'm curious, what do you do on vacation? Does it depend on the vacation for you? Do you ever school on vacation? I just needed to get something in because I think we're gonna have so much time in the car that it'll be fine. Like, if we don't, like, it'll be fine. I know in the past we have gotten to some stuff and then, you know, it kind of just fell off and we didn't get to it, or we were busy doing something fun and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna like stop us from doing that just to go to school. So this will keep my little heart happy and keep our routine sort of in place here. And we are leaving on like a Friday, which we don't usually school on, so we'll still have several days before she'll have to do this, unless she wants to tackle this you know, in the first stretch of our ride out. So I'm kind of leaving it up to her. I'm not bringing my Homeschool Planet schedule because, like I said, that has all of our like actual curriculum, and I'm not bringing any of that. That is not on our schedule. So it's going to be kind of up to her and how she chooses to utilize her time. Anyways, let me know in the comments. I'm so curious how you guys handle vacation or trips or anything like that, and what type of school you do or don't do, and how you fit it into your schedule or out of your schedule, especially if you have to meet those state requirements. Anyways, I will see you in my next video. Bye.